Coffee. How is that related to tech? I'm gonna stretch the truth a little bit here. I love coffee. That's the true part. And the stretch part is that this product is techy enough for me to be interested in. It is a portable coffee brewer, the Outin Nano. Now, I've got a lot of thoughts about it. I've also got this little cheat sheet in front of me. Let's get started and talk about the Outin, if it's worth the incredibly high price tag. What can you do? How does it work? We'll brew a coffee today, tonight, and then I'm gonna give you my thoughts about the cons, maybe the pros. Let's roll the intro and get started. Big thanks to Outin for sending this for review. Let's not beat around the bush. Let me walk you through this product. It is fairly simple. I have put all the stickers that have come in the pack. That is what you do, right? When you get stickers in a pack, you put it straight on the product to make it look nice. On the side here, we have a USB-C charger that you need to make sure you have the right wattage charger. At the top, we have a 70 ml reservoir. This bit right here fits into the bottom, which has its own cup. And what that means is you can do two things. First of all, you can put an Espresso type pod in here, or you can fill it with beans, which I have right here. And we have a little cup to scoop in the coffee in here. And that's really all you get in this Nano package. Now, the reason I say Nano is because I've got a little Breville measuring device here. And if I stack this all together, and let's say we put all these plastics together, these are all heat resistant plastics, but we put it on here, we get ourselves 633 grams. So this isn't light. Like, let's be frank, it's got a big battery, there's a heating element, and there's a little pump. So calling it nano, I think, is a little bit disingenuous. But once we get past that point, let's talk about the part where it actually brews some coffee, or espresso shots. When you put in 50 mils, which is what is recommended on this sheet right here, you get a shot of 30 ml coffee. How many of these can you brew? This is the $1 million question, or at least the nearly 200 Australian dollar question. On this sheet right here, which I think is a little bit weird because it doesn't tell the full story, if you have cold water, that's one shot before the battery runs out. Yes, you heard that right. However, the reality is you can get about 3, which again isn't a lot. So if you and 2 friends go on a hike, bring this with you, you can all have an espresso at the top of the mountain to celebrate. However, if you have access to hot water, let's say you boil the pot on the fire, you can brew nearly 50 brews if you put the hot water in the top, because all it does is just pump that water through your coffee into a shot. Brilliant. So let's make a coffee, because I need one. I'm gonna make 2 coffees. I've got some boiled water, I've got my coffee, and I've got 2 cups, because we're gonna make one through hot water and we're gonna make one through the heating of the Outin. The coffee right here, which I might open up, has been ground to espresso-ish, so it's finely ground. I used the DeLonghi grinder. We're gonna take this bit right here off. This is where it starts, and we're gonna put in our ground coffee, and this bit right here has a little metal sieve through it, and that goes right in here, and then we can put that on top, and we're good to go. So let's chuck in some coffee, and it does say to fill this to 80%. So we're just gonna take 1 scoop. You can cover it with the actual pot, and you can give it a little shake, get those coffees nice and mixed up. I don't have a little rake to do it, and you turn it around and use that to press it down. Perfect, a nice little coffee shot. Then we're gonna put in our, I guess you could call it a shower head, put it through onto here, and now we're gonna brew it on nice and tight, and you have yourself a ready to go coffee shot. Now, of course, you can do this beforehand. You don't have to do this on the spot, because if you only get 3 shots, you might as well load the first one. And then on top, we can now put our cold water, and we're gonna put it into here up to 50 mils. So there is a measuring section inside, 50 mils. Now, the reason being is you're gonna get about 30 mils of coffee out of there, and I'm gonna shut it right here. And the idea is that you press for 2 seconds to heat and extract. So we have the button right here and the lights. I have charged this fully. This is fully charged with a high wattage and amperage charger, because on here it says if it's anything lower than 5 volts, 3 amps, not gonna charge. Also a high quality USB-C cable. So hold for 2 seconds. It beeps. And now we wait, because there is no warning. until it starts brewing and you can hear it. So you're gonna see it live how long it actually takes. A couple of thoughts about this. I think it's a nifty little invention. It is a great gift, I think, because of, well, its novelty. There is one thing that I figured out that it cannot do, and that is be plugged in and charging at the same time as it brews. What if you took this with you to a hotel room where there is terrible coffee? You just plug this into the wall, you can brew as many shots as you want. There is no preheating, obviously, because it is battery operated and you don't want that heating up on the plane, because you can take this on the plane. Oh, the coffee comes out. Here we go. It's not loud, but there is a pump. Oh, beautiful. Consistency and the way it looks, absolutely perfect. The creamer at the top, really, really nice. You don't get this from even the cheapest products out there. So I have to say, it's actually quite a nifty way of making coffee, and it comes out looking really nice. That is a brewed coffee. Now let's see if we can give it a quick measure. Okay, it's saying 67, which I don't really believe it. Really nice consistency, the colors, the aroma, well, that'll depend on your beans, of course. But let's give it a taste test. Definitely hotter than 60 degrees. It's nice. It's not as hot as I hoped. There is a little bit of sourness to it, but the texture is okay. The sourness comes from, I think, the fact that it's not quite brewed to the highest temperature that I'd wish. But if I'm in a hotel room or I'm out and about somewhere that doesn't have the greatest coffee, America, sorry, this would be perfect. It's just the right size to not overwhelm your body with too much caffeine, and it is a nice little treat on the go. If I was to rate it out of 10, it's 6 out of 10. And when you're at a place where it has terrible coffee, this is probably gonna be the best coffee you're gonna have in a while. So we're ready for another shot. We now have to put in our hot water. There we go, I'm gonna shut it. It is already very hot. And to get it just to extract, you press it twice. And since it is already hot water, it's coming straight through. And this is the part where I think it'll work really well for people who have a way to get hot water. Oh. Now again, we got a really nice creamer on top. Smells a little bit better. Okay, it's very similar. I think the compression of the coffee through the water is never gonna be great at a machine this small, but I think overall, this is a 6. This is probably a 6.5, maybe a 7. Really nice texture. It's not as sour because it was obviously a much hotter water. So, final thoughts. The coffee brewed isn't the best, but it is always going to be better than a generic hotel or Airbnb or basically anywhere but a coffee shop, or even at home if you've got a coffee machine. This is for somebody who loves espresso. It's gonna be a small little treat for yourself. Unfortunately, the fact that it only does about 3 hot coffees is a little bit disappointing when you gotta lug in something that they call Nano, and it is quite large to keep in your backpack, especially if you're trekking, because you're gonna have other things, and this is really adding to that weight. Let me know your thoughts below if you think this is a really good gift for a coffee connoisseur, or is it a good gift, which is what I think, for somebody who goes camping a lot. Because a coffee connoisseur probably won't be happy with the coffee that comes out of this, but somebody on the go, traveling a lot, going to hotel rooms all the time, and needing that one shot of espresso in the morning before they trek out into the day, I think will be a fantastic Christmas gift. So big thanks to Outin for sending this for review. Thank you very much. Make sure to like and subscribe. Links below where you can grab your own if you want to. I believe there is a sale on at the moment. As always, there's something on sale. And thanks for watching. I'll catch you all another one. Bye.